So let me welcome you and so many thank you for your time. I'm gonna take it for 15, 20 minutes, and I would like to a
Okay.
little bit more about you, if you do not mind it. So you worked as an English teacher in Indonesia, and I would like to know that how did you meet English and when it was?
So yeah, I studied English during my school, and then when I went to university, I chose English education study program, and there I was trained and I was prepared to be an English teacher. That's why when I graduated from the university, I started my working experience as an English teacher, both in private and also in the public institution in Indonesia.
Tell me something about your experiences in your homeland, because Indonesia is a multicultural country. That's something everyone knows. And tell me something about it. How do you feel this multicultural when you in everyday life?
Okay, so yeah, as you know, that Indonesia has hundreds different ethnics and
Hmm.
also more than 700 languages.
Hmm.
And
That's a
I
lot.
belong to Sundanese. Yeah, I belong to Sundanese ethnicity, and then I have my own language. It's Sundanese. But at school, I meet a lot of friends from other cultures like Javanese, even Bataknese from Sumatra, and all of these ethnicity have their own languages. But since Indonesia has this motto, our nation motto is Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. It means unity in diversity. So we have one language to unite everyone. That is, we are talking in Bahasa Indonesia or Indonesian language. So it's not that different when I come here to Hungary. Of course, I sometimes feel culture shock, but actually, I don't feel that much because even in Indonesia, I experience the same thing sometimes with other ethnicity because different perspective in seeing or doing something.
Absolutely got it. If you do not mind it, and if it's not too personal, please tell me. Please mention some of your cultural shocks of you, because you might experience a lot of shocking thing in Hungary.
Oh, actually, not that really much. I'm really glad that when I'm here in Hungary, I meet a lot of nice people. But of
Mhm.
course, sometimes I feel kind of because I belong to the minorities,
Mhm.
um, and I find it sometimes difficult with the language as well. I really want to communicate more with Hungarian and want to understand what they talk at me sometimes. But yeah, it's difficult in that in languages mostly, but culturally, I don't feel something really matters. I mean, it's just normal.
I'm happy about it. Thank you. And
Yeah.
it's such a good news for us. So please tell me, or please repeat me which part of Indonesia you came from.
I came from a city called Bogor. It's not that far from Jakarta, the capital
I,
city. You only can take the train like 1.5 or 2 hours to reach the capital city. So it's in
yeah,
Java, West Java
yeah,
Island.
yeah. And I really hope that the Mount, what is the name, Mount Sinabung, that volcano is so far away from that
Oh,
place, because I heard that in early March there was it broke out again, and it's such a
yeah,
tragedy.
yeah,
Yeah, but you
yeah.
you
It
you have
was.
so many active volcanoes, I think.
Yes, mostly in Sumatra, Java, where I live. Even I live near one of the mountains. I really hope it's not going to be active because I
Yes.
live there. Yeah, there are a lot of volcanoes.
Yeah. And tell me, please, how was teaching in your homeland?
Um, it was fun, also challenging because English is, of course, not our first language. Um, but I find it easy because most of my students are those who want to really motivated to learn English. But the challenge is when you have to teach students who are not really motivated to learn English, and this is not their first language. So you have to put, I have to put my extra effort to teach them to make them involved in the class activities. But it's really fun, and most of them really eager to learn English, mostly nowadays.
Yeah, I see. And how do you see the future of your country in terms of the COVID pandemic? Because I know that before the pandemic hit, the garment industry, let's say just one, was on top in Indonesia because they produce various kind of clothes. They open many factory of what to say, like shirts, pants, and other clothes. But I checked what the Bank of Indonesia just reported some days ago. So the future will not be so, I'm not so optimistic about it. How do you see it? Because you have such a close contact with them in terms of the
Uh,
pandemic.
in terms of the pandemic, yeah, it's actually really sad that a lot of small businesses are closed
Yes.
uh, because they don't have any choices because everything has to be closed and work from home, something like that. But what I know from the news that I'm still following, the government still trying to maintain the some of the, what is it called, like the production. They try to import something still. They are trying,
Yes. Yes.
but what I know is yes, they are decreasing the people who work there. So it's pretty sad for some of the people, but yeah, the government still trying to put their effort to make it still alive. And the sad things is the tourism for sure, because now we are not really open for tourists, and as we know that Bali attracts most of the tourists from the world around the world, but during this pandemic, it's really difficult situation and time for sure.
It is. It is, but
Mm-mm.
that's a global tragedy, or I don't know how to say
Yeah,
it, so let's hope the best.
yeah, for the
You,
future. Yes.
yes, yeah, you are doing your MA at ELTE University in
Mhm.
English Studies. Why did you choose Budapest and this very old university?
Because at first I know that ELTE is one of the best in Hungary, and it's one of the leading research university. That's why I'm
Mhm.
really interested to apply to ELTE, and also my major and then my faculty also one of the best, I think,
Mhm.
in the university, because we are also, I mean, I belong to humanities faculty, and it's the oldest university in Altea, if I'm not mistaken. So I really want
Yeah,
to learn
I
from the
think I think it's like that.
experience. Yeah, so I believe that, okay, so Altea is really experienced in the humanities field, so why not give it a try? And I'm glad that I got the scholarship to continue my master here. So I'm really, really happy and grateful to be here,
Yeah,
to be
thank
part of
you.
ELTE.
Yeah. And did you have any plan B previously?
For the university,
Of course.
uh, I put Pannonia University
I see.
because I also heard their applied linguistic
Hmm.
major also good. But I'm glad that I get into my first choice at ELTE.
I see. And you are currently writing your dissertation, your thesis,
Yes.
on the topic of cultural. Yeah, the topic is cultural differences, something like that. the conflict, I think, the conflict between different cultures. And please tell me what piqued your interest in this special topic.
Okay, so currently I'm writing my thesis about cultural differences and challenges. And
Mm-hmm.
yes, I did write about the cultural differences conflict for one of my courses. But especially for my thesis, I chose about this topic because I'm just really interested in cultural differences because as we know that now we are living in interconnected world and we meet people from other culture, and I think it's really important to know and to understand about how diverse the cultural is, the cultures are, and yeah, so I interested to research about that to give me personally understanding and knowledge the background and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like I really want to know their the people experiences about the cultural.
I see. And what do you focus on in your dissertation? Is there any focus, any special, territory, or is it about Indonesia, or is it a global research?
It's currently my research is related to cultural challenge that are experienced by Indonesian students in
Yes.
Hungarian academic context. So I want to know what are Indonesian feels when they are studying here. Is there any challenges, cultural shock, and what is that? And also going to work with the professor. So I want to know from the professor, the Hungarian professors think about Indonesian students. So I want to know
Mm,
this too.
I understand
uh,
it. Yeah.
Parties, yeah.
And tell me, what stage are you on now? What is your deadline? You have 1.5 more months, right?
Yes. Yes, I'm still collecting data. So I really hope I can make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Good
really
luck
hope
for
that. Thank you, thank you. I really hope this research will be at least beneficial for Indonesian students who are coming here for studying in the future. And maybe also the professor in Hungary will know, oh, okay, Indonesian student is like this culturally, or what how they behave in the class, something like that.
it was such a good choice. Such a good choice.
Thank you. I
And
hope it will be
you're
beneficial.
welcome. And let me ask you about, are you working maybe on some other research in your cultural studies fields? Or this is the only thing that you're focusing now?
Now I'm focusing on my thesis only.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
I see.
I also I'm also doing my short. I mean like small paper, but
Mm-hmm.
it's about um, Aborigines people because
See.
it's also interesting.
Yeah. What does a small paper means to you exactly?
It's just like for final paper in the course.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
I see. And please tell me, how did you get involved into this international online conference we are planned to do now?
Oh yeah, so I'm really glad that I know our team leader Anita, and she's kindly asked me if I want to join the team to make this international conference,
Mhm.
and I'm really excited. Of course, why not? Because I really want to work on something academically. It's going to be fun because I'm going to also work with other people from other countries, like you, like other people in
Thank
the
you.
team from. We are really diverse, right? So
Yeah.
I know I'm excited because this is a really exciting experience, and I learn new things from this project.
And yeah, I was about to ask you that what can such a conference give you personally, but you absolutely answer that before before I could have the chance to ask you. So that was so good. So just tell me what others can benefit from a conference like that.
Mm, of course, if I have time, or also I really want to give presentation because I think it's going to benefit me in terms of international conference.
Mhm.
Hopefully, I can finish the paper maybe, and also I'm going to involve in reading the papers, I think. So also I'm going to get some knowledge from the papers, from the participants, and also from the conference later. So I know this is a lot of knowledge. I'm going to get a lot of knowledge here.
Yeah, yeah, it will be like that. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So I'm expressing my deepest thank you for your time. So that was the
You're
interview. I'm so
welcome.
happy about it. And keep in touch and we will talk. So have a nice evening.
Yes. You too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.